5 amazing people with real superpowers. Everyone dreams of having a unique talent that no one else has got, and with the popularity of comic book stories, the possibilities are endless. Of course, superpowers aren't easily gotten, but there are some people who truly can lay claim to having them. In this video, we will be exploring 5 people with real superpowers. But before we begin, make sure to hit that subscribe button to get notified every day for more amazing content. Let's begin. Number 5. That's UBERBOY. Babies come in all shapes and sizes. Sometimes, however, the doctors and nurses are in for a shock in the delivery room. And the baby known as Das UBERBOY will certainly remain in the minds of those who partook in his delivery session. There was nothing wrong with him per se, but as soon as he took his first breath, they knew something was different about him. His true identity is being kept a secret, so he can try to live a normal life, but it's probably only a matter of time before he hits the headlines. You must be asking what's different about him. Well, he has a genetic disorder that eliminates the mouse-13 gene, which is responsible for regulating muscle growth. This means that, at birth, he was as ripped as a bodybuilder and showed signs of being incredibly strong. It has been suggested that this has been passed down through his family because his grandfather was extremely strong, and his mother was a competitive sprinter. Thus, UBERBOY is a completely new level. The mutation in his genes is similar to that which farmers used to breed large and muscular cattle, and by the age of 4, he could lift 6 times the weight that children of his age are normally able to. When he was 5, he was normally able to lift 7-pound weight in each hand, with his arms entirely stretched out. That's something many adults find difficult to do, even me. Currently, he is apparently living a normal life, except for having to be aware of his unusual ability when interacting with his peers. Because of his unusual strength, he is regularly tested by doctors to watch his development. They hope that by understanding the effects of his condition, they may be able to help other people with disorders like muscle dystrophy. And they also want to understand how these effects will influence his progression through puberty and into adulthood. There is some concern that ability like super strength can put a huge strain on the heart, so he may develop complications as he gets older. Still, as you'll imagine, he often puts up performances to showcase his immense strength, which only gets more incredible as he grows up, and he just might be the first example of a positive genetic evolution that has been recorded in that time. Number 4. Stephen WILTSHIRE. You ever find yourself struggling to remember simple things like where you dropped your pen or the name of work colleagues? It is very normal for our brains to prioritize what they determine to be important information over the less valued things, but some people are born with or train themselves to have incredibly precise memories. This doesn't necessarily mean that they remember absolutely everything, but their memories can be really effective when performing certain tasks. Stephen WILTSHIRE has learned to harness his particular memory skill and combined it with his passion for art. He was born a mute and was unable to communicate with anyone else, and at the age of 3, he was diagnosed as being autistic, but teachers noticed something amazing. He developed a way of communicating through drawing. He began with animals, then buses, then started to depict buildings. He was a naturally gifted artist and showed abilities far beyond those that were usual for his age. This talent progressed, and he sold his first painting when he was only 8 and not yet able to even fully speak. By removing his art collection in a careful manner, his teachers were able to get him to talk by the time he was 9. His first word was paper, but his preferred method of interaction remains through his artwork. He became renowned around the world for his detailed cityscape drawings and would tour different countries to reproduce precise images of wherever he was, and he drew large crowds wherever he went. While the quality of his artwork is impressive enough, the truly amazing thing about Stephen is his ability to reproduce remarkably complex drawings, all after only seeing the scene for a matter of minutes. His largest ever work was done in 2005 when he drew a panorama of Tokyo, but a few months later, he drew a similarly detailed image of Rome, including the Vatican and St. Peter's Cathedral entirely from his memory. He has done similar recreation of New York and London, all from his studio, and only have seen the city from the position he was painting them from for 20 minutes at most. These aren't just representations either. They are precise images with every building in the right place and details you'll struggle to make out even if you were simply trying to spot one of them in 20 minutes. Stephen was awarded an OBE from Queen Elizabeth II in 2006 for his contribution to art, something his family was very proud of, and he continues to demonstrate with his extraordinary memory ability and stunning artwork in galleries around the world. Number 3. MICHEL LOTITO. Not all superpowers mean that you become the most useful of people, and while you'll probably struggle to choose between some of the awesome superpowers, you won't waste a second to say which you won't want. MICHEL LOTITO had one of these superpowers, but he used it to his advantage and showed off his abilities. Simply put, MICHEL could eat anything, and while it sure can save anyone in distress, it was surely entertaining. These weren't just foods that people ate, it also included many items usually considered to be inedible. He was from France, where he had the nickname Monsieur Mange Tout, which translates to Mr. Eat It All. He started eating strange objects when he was 16 and soon started performing in front of large crowds. Doctors think he was able to do this because of an eating disorder called thicca, which is when you have the compulsive desire to eat things that are non-nutritious and also have the thick stomach and intestine linings that prevented sharp objects from causing a lot of damage. He claimed to never have any side effects even when he was performing on stage, and would eat more than 2 pounds of material. He once said the only things that make him sick are bananas and hard-boiled eggs. It's been estimated that during his career between 1959 and 1997, he consumed at least 9 tons of material. This included eating at least 18 bicycles, 15 shopping carts, 7 televisions, 6 chandeliers, 2 beds, a pair of skates, a waterbed, and even an aircraft. This doesn't even sound realistic while saying it. It was eating the plane that was perhaps his greatest achievement and took him about 2 years to complete. Before you think this may be a performance you want to get involved in, Lotito had perfected his method. He practiced every day, ensuring he beat the metal into digestible chunks, and he drank a lot of mineral oil to lubricate his throat and prevent any damage. He was awarded a brass plaque to celebrate his achievement by Guinness World Records, and he went on to eat the entire thing. Sadly, he passed away in 2007 with health issues unrelated to his extreme diet, but not before he was able to eat a coffin. Number 2. Daniel Browning Smith, Rubber Boy. Just like in the comic book stories, real-life superheroes usually come from unlikely genetic traits that enhance people's abilities. Daniel Browning Smith was born with an extremely rare condition called Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, which affects the way the connective tissue performs. It often leads to loose joints and stretchy skin, and Daniel had managed to turn these effects into a career. He led a normal life as a child until he became inspired by contortionists, and to his family's surprise, he'll regularly jump off the top of a bunk bed and land in his fleets. By the age of 18, he had joined a touring circus to see the world. After leaving, he went on to train under the legendary contortion expert Master Lou Lee at the San Francisco School of Circus Arts. The combination of the leading tutoring and his flexible body meant that Daniel was soon one of the leading contortionists in America, and he now holds 7 different Guinness World Records, including the most flexible person in history. His ability has led him to take on some of the most exciting roles available to a contortionist, and he has worked as a stuntman, comedian, TV host, and a sports entertainer. He earned his first world record in 1999 for the fastest time getting into a lock strip jacket, and he was named the most flexible man in 2007 when he demonstrated he was able to dislocate both his legs and arms and turn his torso a full 180 degrees. He starred in a number of movies such as being an alien in Men in Black 2 and has been in lots of adverts fitting into small boxes. His acts can look so gruesome that he even starred in Paranormal 3 as a stand-in for the main character, where his back gets broken. It's simply unbelievable the positions and shapes that he can contort into, and really puts him up there as a person with a superpower. And here comes number 1, Wim Hof, Iceman. The human body is very resilient and can adapt to a wide range of scenarios, but some people can withstand far more than others. And this next person with superpowers can endure some of the most extreme conditions on the planet. Wim Hof is known as the Iceman, and you can probably guess why. He has taught the world to perform low-temperature stunts and even features others some of the techniques to increase their sub-zero tolerance, even though it's very unlikely to become near as perfect as his is. Whether it is being up to his neck in a cylinder full of ice, swimming long distances under an ice ship, climbing Everest wearing only shorts, or running a marathon barefoot, Wim Hof has done it all. He aims to show what is possible when you set your mind to it, and that through the right training and exercises, you're able to strengthen your inner nature. Wim claims that by using his method, you can improve your immune system, improve your blood circulation, improve your thermal focus, and self-confidence, and it seems to have worked for a number of his students. The star of the show though is undoubtedly Wim and his extreme endurance. He spent a lifetime in the cold and running barefoot in the snow by the time he was a teenager. Other than being born with his special abilities, they've all been self-taught through years of discipline that have led Wim to have complete control over his heart rate, breathing, and blood circulation. Normally, a person doesn't have control over these natural body processes as they're regulated by the hypothalamus. With a normal person, the cold temperature will plunge dangerously after being exposed to extreme cold for a short time. But Wim's remained constant even after being exposed for ages. He set 21 different world records, including enduring ice-cold temperatures for 1 hour 52 minutes, which makes him the real-life Mr. Freeze. Do you know any other persons with superpowers? Let us know in the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Also give this video a big fat thumbs up.